U.S. jumps out to 2-0 lead over Croatia in Davis Cup quarterfinals. Portland, Oregon. Jack Sock needed a little time to get up to speed Friday in his first Davis Cup match. Once Sock got his serve straightened out, the U.S. raced to a 2-0 lead over Croatia in the best-of-5 quarterfinal tie. Sock overcame a two-set deficit to beat Miran Cilic 4-6, 3-6, 6-3, 6-4, 6-4. And John Isner topped Borna Coric 6-4, 6-4, 6-3 in the second match on the Tualatin Hills hard court. The U.S. can wrap up the Davis Cup tie Saturday with a win in the doubles match between twins Bob and Mike Bryan and Ivan Dodig and Virendra Ganja. 2 reverse singles matches are scheduled for Sunday. Our mindset is we're happy, U.S. Captain Jim Courier said. For us, it's about putting our hard hats on and let Bob and Mike do what they do. I like our chances. The U.S.-Croatia winner will advance to the semifinals in September to face the Czech Republic-France winner. The United States is seeking its first semifinals appearance since 2012. The United States is 157-3 when leading 2-0 in Davis Cup competition. The last time the U.S. blew a 2-0 advantage was the 1994 semifinals against Sweden. The Bryan twins are 10-4 in Davis Cup doubles competition. The 23-year-old Sock set the tone Friday, though it took a while to get going. Cilic, number 12 in the world, rushed to a 2-set lead after breaking Sock 3 times in the second set. But Sock also had his moments during the first 2 sets, and he used that, along with a bit of inspiration from Courier, to fuel a comeback. I had a ton of chances in the second. I didn't get blown off the court. I just had to make a few smarter decisions on the first serve and returning, Sock said. Courier noted that Cilic might be struggling a bit mentally after the 27-year-old Croatian blew a 2-set lead to Roger Federer in the Wimbledon quarterfinals less than 2 weeks ago. I was using that as a little bit of a carrot to keep Jack in there, Courier said. The big serving Sock bounced back, using an early service break to win the third set. Sock, number 26 in the world, then pulled even, winning the fourth set by claiming the final 2 games. Cilic, the 2014 U.S. Open champion, said it wasn't momentum swinging in Sock's favor as much as the young American simply improved his play. Jack started to serve really well. He was not giving me too many chances in the return game, Cilic said. Sock won the 5th set after breaking Cilic to take a 5-4 lead on the Tualatin Hills hard court. Sock won the last 4 points of the final game, claiming the 3-hour, 13-minute match when Cilic hit his final shot into the net. Sock said the victory is a career highlight. It's up there for sure, Sock said. Haven't played a ton of 5-setters, haven't come back from 2 down. To do that in front of the home crowd, it feels really special. The win over Cilic capped a big Friday for Sock, who earlier in the day was named to the U.S. Olympic team. As a kid you grow up and it's kind of on your bucket list. I'm very excited to get down there and hopefully play some good tennis, Sock said. Isner rode the momentum of Sock's comeback win to the 3-set win over the 19-year-old Coric. Jack had a lot of positive energy on his side. For me, it helped a lot. Took a lot of pressure off me. Regardless of what I do, we're not going to be losing. I was in a good spot. Thanks to Jack, Isner said. Isner, dominating with his big serve that reached as high as 137 miles per hour, had 23 aces to Coric's 3. The 31-year-old Isner, no. 16 in the world and playing in his 20th career Davis Cup match, broke Coric once in each set. I didn't use my chances in the first 2 sets. I had many chances to break him and on 5-4 in both sets. I played a really poor game, Coric said. The U.S. last hosted a Davis Cup match in 2014 when it lost in the first round to Britain in San Diego. This is the 4th time Portland has hosted a Davis Cup tie. The United States is trying to break a 9-year Davis Cup title drought. The U.S. won in 2007 when it beat Russia 4-1 in Portland. Croatia claimed its only Davis Cup title in 2005. The U.S. has won a Davis Cup high 32 titles but only one since 1995. Should the United States clinch the Davis Cup tie Saturday, Sunday's reverse singles matches will be shortened to best-of-3 sets. Sock scores thrilling, epic upset win in Beaverton, U.S. Takes commanding Davis Cup lead. Jack Sock faced a tall order Friday in Beaverton, 6 feet 6 inches Miran Cilic, the 2014 U.S. Open champion. The young American, ranked 26th in the world, was unquestionably the underdog, and that made it all the more important that he perform well. This opening match of the Davis Cup quarterfinal between the U.S. and Croatia would set the tone for the contest and provide one team with an important momentum builder in the best-of-5 showdown. The match proved to be a barn-burner. In the early going, Sock seemed tetchy and nervous. The 23-year-old hit double faults with alarming frequency. He coughed up errors on his backhand. Cilic, riding a commanding serve, won the first two sets without much difficulty, 6-4, 6-3. U.S. team captain Jim Courier, a strategic thinker, at the very least wanted to see Sock extend the match as long as possible. Draw out the points, make his opponent run. The longer Cilic was out there, the more he might struggle physically in the reverse singles on Sunday, and the less likely Croatian captain Željko Krajan would be to use his best player in the doubles on Saturday. But Sock wasn't going to be satisfied with tiring out the major champion. Still looking to fulfill the expectations so many American fans have for him, he goaded himself to go for the big, unlikely comeback. Jack Sock seeks Davis Cup upset, then Grand Slam breakthrough. Jack Sock seeks Davis Cup upset, then Grand Slam breakthrough. Jack Sock has spent the past few years as U.S. tennis' next big thing, which at this point is a concern. If you don't fulfill such predictions relatively quickly in the sport, it usually means you never will. Members of both teams recognized another subplot to the match as well, with the top-ranked player in the world, Serbia's Novak Djokovic, sitting out his country's Final 8 showdown in Belgrade. The winner in Beaverton this weekend potentially has a larger-than-expected window of opportunity to win the trophy. A semi-final against either France or the Czech Republic looms in September, with the final coming 2 months later. Holding the mammoth silver-plated Davis Cup aloft used to be a commonplace occurrence for Americans. The United States has won the national team competition a record 32 times, including 7 straight in the 1920s and 5 straight from 1968 to 72. Those were the days when a Davis Cup crown rivaled Wimbledon in prestige. For a while there, with its patriotic allure, it arguably was more important than Wimbledon. In 1931, for example, the U.S. Lawn Tennis Association ordered Frank Shields to default the Wimbledon finals so he could rest his tweaked knee for a soon-to-follow Davis Cup contest. The beneficiary of the default, fellow American Sidney Wood, didn't find this decision odd, saying years later, in our day, to be chosen as one of your country's 2 Davis Cup singles players was every player's ultimate hope. How things have changed in the crowded 21st century world of sports. Davis Cup nets little attention. Worse yet, the U.S. hasn't had much success in the competition over the past few decades as more and more nations have joined the fray. But plans are afoot to reboot Davis Cup as a sleeker, more fan-friendly event, and those efforts certainly wouldn't be harmed if the U.S., the world's largest sports market, saw its team return to the winner's circle. Sock did all he could to make that happen on the makeshift stadium court at Tualatin Hills Tennis Center Friday. In the third set, he made a subtle but key adjustment to his service return position, and he started to work harder to step around and hit more forehands. The changes paid off. His deep, heavily spun ground stroke started to push Cilic back, opening up the court. The American made more first serves. In response, the 27-year-old Croatian began to spray shots and, finally, buckled on his serve. Sock took the third set, 6-3. He kept the party going in the fourth, winning it 6-4. The drama only grew more intense in the deciding fifth set. With the crowd excited but already emotionally wrung out, Cilic won the first 3 games quickly, his experience and natural calm keeping his game at a steady, solid level. But Sock continued to hit big, and he roared back to even up the set and then pushed on to the finish line. At 4-all on Cilic's serve, the difference ultimately came down to Sock's comfort at the net. The 2014 Wimbledon doubles champion made a stunning stop volley at 30-all, and Cilic's discomfort in the forecourt on the next point. Break point, the Croatian bricked a routine volley. Sock's following service game didn't come easily for the American, but he steeled himself and made it over the finish line for arguably the biggest win of his career. "I love this stuff," he said on court after the match. "I love the team atmosphere. Today was unbelievable, and I'm just glad I could help out the team." That he did, and the day was only half over for fans at the tennis center. After a short break, John Isner and Borna Coric took the court, with the U.S. No.1 looking to bring the hammer down and the 19-year-old Croatian hoping for an upset of his own to keep the Americans within shouting distance. Update at 6 p.m. Isner defeated Korik in straight sets in the second match of the day, using his huge serve to keep the young Croatian scrambling and off balance. With the two singles victories, the U.S. can now clinch the quarterfinal contest with a doubles win by Bob and Mike Bryan on Saturday. If that happens, the reverse singles matches on Sunday would be rendered inconsequential. Douglas Perry. The Davis Cup quarterfinal continues Saturday and Sunday at Tualatin Hills Tennis Center. Play gets underway at 2 p.m. on Saturday and 12 p.m. Sunday, with opening ceremonies starting half an hour earlier.